Good evening, everybody. What is up? What is going on? I feel like I need to ask the mirror this question. Oh, but seriously, like, you all don't know what the struggle was to get this game to work correctly in all aspects. But this is what I've been excited about to show off on stream. This game right here, it's a classic. I do love me some 90s classics. Back in the day, this was the Space Combat Simulator. Not a Space Combat Simulator, the Space Combat Simulator. And fun story about why I care about this game in particular. So, the version we're playing today is the PC version, specifically the version that came bundled with the Garafi Saga, which was a re-release of the first 3 games of the series. The original game was for DOS. And the original game had a couple other ports too. The one that's relevant is there was a Super Nintendo port of the first game and a separate port of the first expansion for Super Nintendo. When we unwrapped our Super Nintendo, when we first got it, when I was a kid, we got 2 games with it. The first, I feel like I mentioned this before, was Star Fox, and the other was the Super Nintendo port of Wing Commander. So, this is literally one of the first video games that I ever got my hands on. And as such, it's pretty special now. I prefer to play the PC version. One, it can handle the rendering more stuff on screen better. The Super Nintendo had a lot of limitations. That's not to say it was a bad port, but it had to work with what it was given. For better or for worse. The difficulty on the Super Nintendo version is also much, much lower than it is for the PC version as a result of said limitations. Like, for example, one of the enemy ships can fires 4 shots at you. And it's all it's light shots and medium shots at the same time. And the Super Nintendo version, all the enemy ships fire like basically the same roughly powered shot. But and the other limitation of the Super Nintendo version is you can only engage one thing at a time. And when I say thing, that means one fighter at a time or one capital ship at a time. Only one could be like quote-unquote in range at a time. Whereas in the PC version, of course, I mean, whatever's near you is whatever's near you. And of course, because it was on Nintendo, there was the requisite Nintendo-branded censorship. Like, one of the characters smokes a cigar. He ain't smoking no cigar in the Super Nintendo version. Can't imagine why the Big N would be upset with that one. And the dialogue is a little bit censored because, you know, God forbid we have swearing on our Nintendo console. Big N wouldn't like that one too much either. So I prefer to have the full experience, as it were. Although I will say that there's one caveat, and that is, I'm just gonna get this out right now. I am playing with invincibility on, but there's a very specific reason for why that is. If I did not, you would be mostly watching an idiot fly through asteroids and mines. Do you really want to watch Rock Fly Simulator? I'm pretty sure you'd like to see some action and some plot. Plus, the game, admittedly, that is quite a bit challenging, and there will reach points where if I did not do that, I would be replaying the same levels again and again and again. That's not to say that I've never played it normally. I have plenty of times. When I get to Wing Commander 2, there's also another particularly annoying reason why I don't like playing without invincibility, and that's it's less in 1. I had the biggest problem with it in 2, and that's friendly fire. Like, you will lock on to a target. Your wingman will lock on to a target. If you are between your wingman and that target, your wingman will blow you out of the sky. There's nothing you can do about this. You just die. It is very annoying. It's an issue in 1. I had much more trouble with that in 2. And when I was playing, like, doing, like, original, like, run-through of, I'll turn on invincibility or anything, man. I'm gonna play it. It's gonna be great. I kept getting blown out of the sky by my wingmates. I got to the point where I like got mad and blew them out of the sky a couple times because I was just that frustrated. Which, by the way, don't do that, especially in 2. Why? We'll get there when we do. There's a good reason for it. I don't want to deliver too many spoilers because I imagine that most of you all watching me play, there's a non-zero chance that you've probably had 0 interactions with this franchise, and there's been a bit quiet lately, so go figure. But this game is a legend. It really is. But enough about me yapping about it. Let's get to the actual playing of it. Let's start Vega campaign. Hi, Dan. Okay. Here. I could change the name to whatever I want to change the name to. I'm not going to, just for the simple fact that when I get to 3, because of the fact that the game has FMVs in it, the characters kind of have to have fixed names because, I mean, they're not going to, like, put machine dialogue in for people speaking because you want to change the names of the characters. So, for the sake of consistency, I'm going to keep the names the same. Plus, it's kind of funny for why the character's name was Blair in the first place. I'll mention it the first time you see the character on screen. It's hilarious. And I'll stick with the original call sign, too. Anyway. It's also background of the plot. You're currently serving on board a space carrier as a fighter pilot. And Earth is currently at some point in the future, of course. And Earth is currently at war with a race known as the Kilrathi. They're space kitties. They're space kitties. You start off in the lounge area, and it's a good opportunity for the chance to meet with all the characters. I'm going to try voicing the characters. The characters that last to 3 actually get actual actors playing them. Like, for example, Paladin over here. In 3, he is portrayed on screen by John Rhys Davies, which, what's he been in? Like, Lord of the Rings is like the big one. One of the big ones. But anyway, let's start talking to people, see what's going on, get a feel for the state of the war and everything, and learn about your fellow wingmates and other pilots on board the ship. Belly on up, friend, and take a load off. You must be Maverick. I'm Shot Glass. Welcome aboard the Claw. Used to be a pilot myself, till the flea bag shot me up so bad I couldn't fly. I guess I flew with most every pilot on the Claw. So if you want to know how one pilot or another flies, old Shot Glass is the guy to ask. Stop by when you're off duty and we'll talk more. I'm not going to attempt a bad Scottish accent. I'll attempt a bad Australian accent for the character that's rolling for. I'm not going to attempt a bad Scottish accent. I don't have that in me. Okay, maybe I will. Ouch, laddie. Take a seat and tilt the glass with old Paladin. I recall once when I was just a lieutenant like yourself there. We were flying patrol over Accord, 4th planet in the Alliance system. These 4 Kilrathi Southly came zooming in with the sun at their backs. What is the appointment, monsieur? There is one we. I was leading up to it, lass. That day we learned that Southie will always turn to the left. It's got something to do with the way our engines and ducts are arranged. So when you tell Southie, watch to the left. That's where he'll go when he makes his break. And I guess bad French accent coming. That was a hint. Bonjour, Lieutenant. You were called Maverick, no? I am called Angel. I am just revealing some figures on our recent encounters with the Kiralfi. Would you like to know what I have learned, perhaps? The Drelfi is the Kiralfi fighter seen most in this sector. These figures show that 1.4 missiles are required to destroy the Drelfi, while over 7 direct laser hits are necessary to destroy the same vessel. I hope this information is useful to you, Lieutenant. I've never counted how many licks it takes to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop. I'm not about to now. The center of the Tootsie Pop is the explosion, by the way. Of course, everybody's got kill counts. At the top, you have Major Casey, also known as Iceman. And down at the bottom with the old goose egg is us, because we haven't flown any missions yet. That will actively keep up to date as you fly, by the way. And take a look at the barracks. And it doesn't show his full face. Well, when you see his full face for the first time, I'll comment on why the character's name is Blair. It's important that you see the full face. Anyway, you get different ribbons and medals on your jacket as you progress, and your rank insignia changes. I don't have a cursor to show you, but the things on his shoulder are what changes as you rank up. If I want to go to the mission, do a mission, that's where I'll go, but I don't want to quite do that yet. And where you would save. And yes, that thing will leak the whole time. The ship's been through some stuff. Anyway. Save down here. Interestingly, so this is used as your save game on the PC version, and the Super Nintendo port is just the beds are randomly occupied between missions. Anyway, before I actually do an actual mission with actual consequences, I want to take the opportunity to make sure that I got the controls good. I'm hoping this isn't going to turn into a tech support stream. It shouldn't. I tested this basically, but I also want to like go over stuff about about combat and whatnot before like actual mission, and there's actual dialogue I have to do at the same time. So these are the 4 common ships. This is the Southie, the one that Paladin says turns to the left. The Drelfi, the one that takes 1.4 missiles to destroy. Incidentally, these ships increase in difficulty to deal with as well. Southie is a light fighter. It fires the weakest shot. Drelfi has more armor, but it still fires the weakest shot. Krant stepped that up, and they also fire the weakest shot. And then there's their heavy fighters, which kind of look more like a traditional jet in a sense, but they fire both medium and light guns at the same time. So they have 4 guns, which is real fun to deal with. Wait. That is a pretty thorough test of are the controls good? Which, yes, which I was reasonably sure they were. Also, hi Kappa. So I might want to adjust the volume for myself a little bit. Welcome to 90s Space Combat. You would not believe how much fun it was to get this game to work. It was a lot. Oh yeah, I could use the gamepad to move this around. I'm not going to. I'm gonna use the mouse while I'm in the screen. But I'm definitely controlling the ship with gamepad. Controlling the ship with mouse is a very special brand of hell. Alrighty. Let's do our first mission. Mission briefing, Enyo system. 600 hours. Oh, jeez, he's going fast. I might have accidentally, okay. Tiger's Claw dropped from jump space 7 hours ago at 0800. Oh, I know, it's because I touched one of the buttons by accident. Blue Devil Squadron had first patrol. You killer bees have the next shift. You rookies will be flying with experienced pilots on your first missions. I want the rookies to fly as wing leaders. You vets keep an eye on the kids out there. Here are the assignments. Maverick, you're leading Alpha Wing. Spirit will fly on your wing. She's quiet, but she knows the ropes. You're the wing leader, but if Spirit talks, you be sure and listen. Got it? Yes, sir. Good. Here's your patrol plan, then. By the way, did you notice that their character has blue hair? The reason why they named him Blair is it's a combination of blue and hair. That is the reason. That is how they came up with the name. Ain't that nothing? I'm not making this up. I'm dead serious. Yes, Commander. What are we to do if we encounter the enemy? Oh, dang it. I didn't mean to skip that, but he basically says, engage if possible, but it's up to us. Remember, this is no train sim. If you see the enemy, he'll be out to kill you. Be sure you do it to him before he does it to you. Squadron dismissed. I will only do this for each time I fly in a ship for the first time, because this will get redundant every time. Anyway, let's go. First mission. Damage. navigation screen, so 1 point, 2 point, 3 point, and then back home. Easy enough. Alrighty, and ups and down. Alrighty, and autopilot engage. I'm used to this screen, you're going to be seeing it a lot. By the way, for varying reasons, I am going to try and handle most of the killing myself. Just for the simple fact that I don't want my wingmates to die. Well, it's okay. Tell me you're running away. One down. The one running away like a little fucking bitch. Get your ass back here. I'd rather people not tell anyone that we're around. Yeah, no. Reasons and all that. Anyway, back on course. And there's nav point 1, up to nav point 2. See what's waiting for us there. Ah, yes, rocks. No. For obvious reasons, you can't engage the autopilot while the rocks are going. And again, this would be Rock Flying Simulator if I did not have invincibility on. I do not want to bore people with, and then I'm ducking and weaving around the rocks. Oh boy. I mean, I still have to travel through the asteroid fields. There's nothing I can really do about that. You gotta do it. As I say, the second I see the autopilot come on, though, I am, yeah, those little failures. So the human race is currently at war with the race of space cats, essentially, and your goal is to go on different missions as part of the war campaign. And there's several different mission types. This first mission is a patrol mission, where you just go, you see what's out there. There's usually an enemy ship of some kind to deal with. But you go around, you fly to different points and check to see what's out there and deal with it as you will. There's other mission types, which, let's see, the next mission that you have to do actually is an escort mission where you have to protect the ship from enemy ships. So you have to, the next mission you're protecting a tanker from enemy ships. There's strike missions where you're going after a specific target, like a capital ship or some kind of a squadron of fighters, a starbase, some kind of target. Then there's defense missions, which are similar to escort missions. The difference is, escort missions, you're like escorting something to a point. For defense missions, you're going somewhere and protecting something. Patrols are the most common ones in this one. In the base Wing Commander game. Alright, and finished our mission, so it's time to go back to base. Slow down, don't want to crash into our ship. And you have to request for landing before you can... If you just go into the ship before you request for landing, you'll crash into the ship. So, you have to actually request landing first. And how you progress on the missions depends on how well the war goes. If you do well in the missions, you end up basically winning this phase of the war. If you do badly on these missions, then you'll start to lose the war. So, I think that's about as good of an explanation as I can give. I got 4 bad guys, and Spirit got none, but there's... I don't like letting my wingmen loose, because they have a tendency to shoot me. I have a tendency to do 2 things: shoot me and then die. And I prefer for my friends to not die. If I was actually playing without invincibility on, that would be a greater concern. Ah, smoking, a thing that you can't do on the Super Nintendo, can't have on the Super Nintendo port. But yeah, between missions, all the characters' dialogue is different before every mission, depending on which system you're in and what mission it's supposed to be. So it's always worth it to talk to the characters every time, cause plot. So the writing gets, at least during the first 3 games, I would argue this counts for the 4th game too. The writing gets better and better over time. The 5th one is okay. I have very specific issues with the 5th one. And its plot. I'm not going to be playing it. I'm only doing 1, 2, and 3 because that's I grew up with this part of the story. That's not to say, I mean, I might play 4 at some point, but 1, 2, and 3, the plot of those is what I grew up with. Anyway, let's get some plot. Also, it updates. So yeah, 1 mission, 4 kills. Still at the bottom of the board. Below 2nd Lieutenant Marshall, who is a person. That's all I'm gonna say. When he shows up, you'll know. Need some water. Also, sorry I'm starting so late tonight. There's I spent the past couple of nights trying to get this game up and running, essentially, and I was basically up till like 6 a.m. getting different things to work 2 nights in a row, and in order to not die during this during my stream tonight, I basically took a power nap because getting falls asleep in the middle of the stream is a meme that we don't need right now. Okay, plot time. Area flew with Spirit yesterday, Maverick. She's a quiet little thing, but she's a heck of a flyer. She's rock steady, follows orders, don't fire till she's sure of her shot. I was always glad to have Spirit on my wing when I was still flying. Spirit's cool. Spirit is good people. Spirit is very good people. Konnichiwa, Blair san. Please take a seat. She's also Japanese. Some of the characters are minimally stereotyped. Not like detrimentally so, but they exist, so she is pretty nice. Anyway, never so new to praise me before him, though, Honorable Second Lieutenant. The credit for mission's success is due to its leader, not his assistants. I see by your expression that you do not believe me. I assure you, I speak what is in my heart. Here's my Hunter is my favorite character in this game. Paladin's a good second, but Hunter is my favorite. Also, he gets to keep his freaking cigar. Nintendo version, he doesn't have it. You're Mavic, right? They call me Hunter, mate. Good day. Spirit here was telling me about your tumble with the hairballs. Sounds like you really mixed it up out there. That's the way, isn't it, mate? Just you and some hairball twisting and about trying to get a missile lock. Formations, uniforms, medals, wingmen, that's all sheep dip. All Bruce can count on out there is himself and his missiles. Hunter's cool. Yeah, the lounge theme is pretty easygoing. It's like, you're just chilling, you know? Like, they do a good job with setting up the environment. Yeah, for the Windows remaster, they did update the tracks to actual soundtracks versus using MIDI. The original, it was all MIDI. Like the original DOS version. Replace Wing 1? Yes, replace it with Wing 1. And if I look in my medals and stuff now, I have a few more ribbons. Every time you fly a ship for the first time or take down a set number of ships, it updates the ribbons on your jacket. So you start out with 2, and then you get more as you go on. Like, one's for you've flown a Hornet in combat. One's for you gotten an amount of kills. I forget what they all are. Like, if you actually have the manual and read all the text in it, it tells you what each one is. I could really use a mouse pointer to point out all the ribbons and stuff. But I digress. Alright, time for the next mission. For the record, I don't like the escort missions or anything defensive. I prefer to blow shit up. But... Mission briefing, Enyo system, 28 hours. Epsilon Wing is Maverick and Spirit. You'll be escorting a Draymond-class transport to its jump point. Computer, display Epsilon. Let's take a look at your flight plan. You'll rendezvous with the transport upon launch. Escort it to Nav Point 1. And on to Nav 2, where it will initiate a jump sequence. Once it's jumped out, you'll return by the most direct route. Remember, your job is to make sure that transport jumps out. I don't want you leaving her to chase down bogies. If the enemy retreats, you stay with the transport. Questions?
Yes, sir. Why is Nav 1 so far out of the way?
There's an asteroid field between the Tiger's Claw and the jump point. A fighter might navigate it, but a Draymond Sport would never make it through. Anything else? Alright then, let's get to work. Anyway, so we get to escort this ship. This one's not so bad, but some of the escort and defense missions are, well, to be blunt, ass. I'm not trying to shoot you on purpose, Anyway, it's always tempting to chase the ship down, but don't actually. You really don't want to leave a transport behind. It is actually a bad idea. Right. So, it's not letting me engage autopilot because we're already close to where we need to go. Okay, good. Hi, sis. All right, and my escort is still in one piece. Excellent. I got bead. I love the little bee. Alrighty. So now the transport's gonna... Oh, I do not want to be here. It will jump into you, by the way. And there it goes. We did it! This one's not so bad. Later ones are fun. Especially when they send more capable fighters after you. I can also make the cockpit disappear too. But yeah, side views. Check out what's behind me. And yeah, you could have a zoomed out view too. I do. That's why I'm just like flying through the rocks and not like bothering to like navigate around them. It's a lot of that is you would be watching me just like carefully fly around the rocks like a little Bobby. Plus for some of the more challenging missions, like a lot of why I'm playing this game is to share like the plot and how the game, to share like the plot and stuff. I don't want to be oh, they do. You actually have to be a little bit careful with so if depending on how you engage the cheats in this game, the game will call you out for it. If you just put on the full array of cheats, you'll spend the whole game with your call sign as cheater, which is not fun. Job out there, Maverick. Sport jumped right on schedule. You covered her well. Thank you, sir. But Spirit deserves as much credit as I do. Maverick-san was too kind. I only flew on his wing. At any rate, that was some nice flying. Well, let's review the mission report. Maverick, you took down 3 Karafi, and Spirit got 2 of them. The Draymond Sport mates jump on schedule. And Maverick, I want to see you in my office in a couple of hours. Uh-oh. That's all then. Dismissed. Colonel Halcyon's office, 1650 hours. Blair, come in. I need to speak with you. Yes, sir? I've been speaking with Sector Command. The brass have been reviewing your record, and I have good news. The order came in this morning. I've been authorized to promote you. Ah, sweet promotion! Congratulations, First Lieutenant Blair. Keep up the good work. Thank you, sir. I'll do my best. We'll be leaving Enyo soon, and I need to make some personnel changes. Effective immediately following the jump, you'll be reassigned. I want you in a Scimitar-class medium fighter with Blue Devil Squadron. Yes, sir. You won't be sorry. Good. I'm glad to hear it. That's all then, First Lieutenant. Dismissed. Oh, hi there. Hangar Deck 1700 hours. For meritorious conduct in confronting the Karathi enemy in the Enyo system, on or about 2654.111, the Terran Confederation is proud to present the Bronze Star to First Lieutenant Blair. Your courage is exemplary of the Confederation's finest defenders. You can get multiple Bronze Stars, and predictably there's silver and gold too. Every time you get a new one, you get a stripe added on. Good job, Maverick. Congratulations. Thank you, sir. Filled with pride, you meet with the applause of your fellows. It's kind of implied that there's other missions and stuff that go on that you don't actually fly, but like nothing of consequence happens. Like, you have to assume that not every single patrol that flies out of this carrier runs into people that are trying to kill them, right? And by extension, you have to assume that not everyone like who's doing an escort mission like runs the trouble. Like, oh, this game was amazing for its time. Like, there's a reason why this game led to like a whole franchise. Just speaking on the first 3 games, which I'm going to be playing through. This game had 2 expansions added onto it. And then you got a second one with 2 expansions tacked onto it. Then you had a third one with full motion video with actual actors you know. Like, they got the Blair? You know who plays Blair in Wing Commander 3? Mark fucking Hamill. As in, Luke Skywalker himself plays Blair in the later games. So, and this game spawned an animated series, which was pretty good, which heavily featured Mark Hamill as Blair. Tom Wilson, if you don't know, the role that he's most known for is he plays Biff Tannen in the Back to the Future franchise. That's the thing that I know him most for. He plays Maniac in the Wing Commander 3 and also plays the role of Maniac in the animated series. Malcolm McDowell plays... dang it, I forget the Admiral's name. I'm gonna remember it later. But it also plays him in Wing Commander, in Wing Commander 3 and also in the animated series. So like, they got people. And it was Admiral Tolan, that was his name. Now I remember. Like, they got people into this, and it's pretty amazing. It also spawned a shitty movie that was not great. Anyway, let's talk to Shot Glass and get to meet 2 more people. Oh, am I in last place still? Good, I'm not in last place anymore. That's Iceman and Knight over there. Knight's a darned reliable pilot. He's a solid shot, steady flyer, not flashy at all. He's sort of a craftsman. Gets the job done, though. Iceman, though, now he's an artist. Best pilot on the Tiger's Claw. Lives to fly and to fight. He's totally ruthless and completely deadly. Some of the pilots say he's got Freon blood. At least, that's where he got the call sign. He's also known as, his actual name is Major Casey, and he is number one. Little backstory for him. There's more backstory in the manuals for the characters. I don't remember all of them, but I remember for Iceman's backstory, his planet was busted up. Or I say planet. Everybody is human. Everybody's from Earth. When I say that somebody has a planet, it's the humans have colonized other planets. So it's all humans. It's all humans and it's all Kilrathi. Those are the only two species of sentience. But yeah, Kilrathi came to his planet and killed a lot of people that he cared about. Which is why he is as harsh as he is. And why he's very much cleaning off a gun. Which, again, they don't have that in the Nintendo version. Maverick, they call me Iceman. Don't let night fool you. The skim's a gun-heavy slug, it is, by the way. Forget finesse, just head straight in, guns blaring. Give me a ship that takes skill. A Raptor, even a Hornet. Or one of those new Rapiers. The Rapier's awesome, by the way, when we get to it. If half of what they say is true, the Rapier is a true artist ship. It really is. Yeah, except instead of Ridley, it's a bunch of space kitties.
Maverick, right? I'm Knight. Welcome to the Blue Devils. Ever flown scimitars before?
I think you're gonna like them. I don't, I hate them.
A scimitar isn't quite as fast or nimble as a Hornet, but she's got twice the armor as well as heavier guns. And she handles like a Centaurian mud pig. Iceman here will try to tell you that speed and handling will save your butt, it will. But I'll take an extra 3 centimeters of Durasteel plating any day.
More armor is nice, but if you can't get out of the way of what's shooting at you, then more armor doesn't really... All more armor does is just make it take longer for you to die. I don't like flying the scimitar. I would rather fly the Raptor, which is the Terran Confederation's heavy fighter in this game. There's the ship that I was flying for the first 2 missions, the Hornet. That's their light fighter. The one I'm about to fly in, the Scimitar, is a medium fighter. And then the Raptor, which will be... I don't think I'm going to get to those missions tonight, but if I do, it's the heavy fighter. And then the Rapier that Iceman's talking about, it's better than the Raptor. But it's a medium fighter. But what it has going for it is it has a combination of heavy guns, decent missiles. And while it has the armor of a medium fighter, it has the shields of a heavy fighter. Which is really nice if you're not playing with invincibility on. Alright. I'll save after that. And yay, I have a star now. Also, my rank pips changed. So instead of being the gold colored little shoulder pips, are now silver because I am first lieutenant. You'd think it'd be the other way around though. All right, let's go do another mission. Mission briefing, McAuliffe system, 2800 hours, 15 minutes into the briefing. Alright then, Beta Wing will be led by Maverick. Paladin, you'll be flying on his wing. And I can tell you, I'm looking forward to it, Colonel. Right. Since we jumped into the McAuliffe system just a few hours ago, we're still running preliminary patrols.
Maverick, you'll be flying a 4-point route, checking several potential jump points. Jump points is in where capital ships or something could fly in. Here's your flight plan. Just fly to the nav points and make sure they're clear. Long-range scanners indicate some sort of debris near Nav 3. We have reason to believe this might be a Karathi minefield, so be especially careful in that area. Questions? Alright then, Delta Wing is Iceman and Angel. They really are. Like, this came out in 1990. Which is crazy. Like, you know how Donkey Kong Country was a 2D game with pre-rendered 3D graphics? This is a 3D game with essentially, like, it's all 2D graphics. Like, comment on it for a moment. Like, all the shots of the ships that you see, they're all 2D images, and it's basically set to, like, show a different side of the ship as you, like, fly, of the ships as you, like, fly around them. Yeah, and, like, it's even more crazy when you think about, like, how much it took to port this to the Super Nintendo. I mean, it's cut down a little bit, but it's still insane just how much they put into this. And this is a DOS game for the 90s. Which is nuts. Anyway, so about the Scimitar. It fires mass drivers, which you can see it's different silver balls instead of orange ones. The blaster on the other ship, like, never really drained the energy gauge. Oh, it really is a great piece of history. Whereas the mass driver definitely will. Alright, let's see. Oh boy, I found some friends. Nice thing is, if I get a ship, target a ship properly, I can shoot them up pretty quick. I wasn't trying to shoot you on purpose, Paladin. So, if I approach a enemy fighter, like on a straight line course, and it doesn't dodge, I will be able to, like, pretty much fry it with this ship's guns, which is pretty nice. Like, Mass Driver is a pretty nice gun. It doesn't have the range of the laser bolt, but it's still a pretty nice gun. Oh, and mines. Which do not care to fly through the minefield. Or have to actually navigate around this. It's still not terrible, like, if anything, like, the mines aren't as bad as the asteroids are. But I'd still rather just be able to, like, fly through this as fast as I can. And away.
Needless to say, light fighters will definitely, I do have missiles, but I try not to use them unless I have to. Should probably comment on the different types of missiles. So, if you look on the little left green screen of the cockpit, you'll see it says weapon is Dart DF. It's referring to the missile, and the DF stands for dumbfire. They call it the dumbfire missile because you point at it. You point out what you want to shoot at, you fire, and you hope it hits the target. The Javelin HS. The HS stands for Heat Seeker, and that'll actually go after something. And you just have the 2 types of missiles on this ship. 5 total. I will generally only use missiles against aces. So there's a handful of fighters who are better than the standard AI. And they can be tricky little bastards to deal with. Oop, I forgot. You have to approach the ship from... Hey. Forgot, you also have, in order to land, you have to approach the ship from the front. In the Super Nintendo version, you do not. I did get away pretty clean. Alrighty, mission debriefing. Well flown, Maverick. You handled those flea bags like an old pro. Thanks, sir. Having Paladin on my wing made it easy. Now, Lottie, don't go bragging on me, or the Colonel will start expecting more from me. So let's go over the mission report. You scragged 6 Kilrathi, Maverick. Paladin came up empty. That's all, then. Dismissed. Oh, there he is. And we'll get to meet these new pilots in just a moment, right after this little old... Oh, right. Yeah, forgot I have to... Okay, it does play a sound. That little popping sound is me switching from the emulation environment to not the emulation environment. Go ahead and run these ads, get that out the way. This next mission that's coming up is a pretty fun one. It truly is. Like, I kind of, part of me has to wonder is like, what was, he's always gone by the name Shot Glass. So like, when he was a fighter pilot, did he also tend the bar too? Or is it just like a hobby that became a real thing because, you know, he got shot up so bad he can't fly anymore, which... I'm guessing if you ever saw his legs, they'd probably be, like, scarred or something. my best guess is that when he says shut up so bad he couldn't fly anymore, he means that, like, his fighter was shot to hell and back, and, like, it probably, like, broke his legs or something. In some probably body horror manner. Hey, let's go talk to him for a moment. I wonder what the red drink is. You met Maniac and Bossman over there yet? Maniac's a real lunatic. A good pilot, but way too erratic. He was just coming up when the flea bags put me out of commission. Just between you and me, I'd rather fly alone than with Maniac on my wing. That is solid advice, by the way. Bossman's another story, though. He's a real team leader. A crack pilot with 17 years behind him. Flown everything in the Terran fleet, and blown up at least one of every class the Kilrathi have. Oh, Maniac. If you do well, you only ever have to fly one mission. I think 1 or 2 missions with him. If you do poorly, you have to fly more. Trust me, you do not want to fly with him. He is not fun to fly with. He doesn't listen to you. And he will blow you out of the sky if you're between an enemy and him. Yeah, he's a real piece of work. Alrighty. Hey, Maverick, I'm Maniac. Glad to meet ya. Bossman says we're going to see some action against some battleships soon. I can't wait! Ah, god dang it. Skip past the... Dodging flak and fighter cover to make a missile run at a destroyer? Man, that'll be a rush! Get in there quick, waste a mama cat, then pick the kittens off one by one. That's the way to do it! That is terrible advice. Do not do that. I will end up doing that anyway, but there's a specific reason for why that is. The capital ships do have the ability to jump out of system, robbing you of the chance to blow them up. If you spend too long with fighters, that's what's going to happen. I will go after the capital ships, regardless because of that. But, as far as practical advice goes, you should take care of the escorts first, because that's how a couple fighters double team you and blow your butt off. Literally. I should also probably explain what I mean when I say jump points, so... Every science fiction has its own version of, faster-than-light travel. In this game, or this universe, hyperspace is basically accessed through a series of jump points. You can't just, like, go to light speed wherever you feel like it. You have to, one, have a jump drive, so have a faster-than-light drive. That's what they're called in this universe. And you have to do it at a specific point. And you can only come out at a specific point, by extension. So it's basically... You can only jump in and out of hyperspace at specific points. Hi, Han. I was explaining how hyperspace works in this game. Yeah, so when they say you're like patrolling different jump points, that's why it's phrased that way. It's because that's the only place where an enemy ship can jump in or out. Something can't just like appear in the middle of the way out of nowhere. It has to be at a specific jump point. Oh, I believe it when you say your brain is melting. Job applications are great. The greatest sarcasm. Alright. So now that I've explained how space flight works in this game, let's talk to Bossman. Sit down, Maverick. They call me Bossman. I've been watching you. You look good for a rookie. You handle yourself well in a dogfight. But we're gonna be facing some bigger ships soon. All right, some serious action!
Oh, that smile. Oh, that smile. A lot of young pilots get excited when they see their first destroyer. Just what do you mean by that, boss? They lose their heads and go straight in for the battleship. Then a light fighter they forgot about blasts them from behind. Big ships move slow and turn like pigs. Thing to do is clean up the fighter cover first, then go in for the battleship. Again, solid advice. That is what you should do. I won't do it, but that is what you're supposed to actually do. For the most part, the battleships in this game they can shoot you, but even if they do, for the most part, it doesn't do a lot of damage. Oddly enough, that's one of the things that they changed in the Super Nintendo port. So, in the Super Nintendo port, the fighters actually will... the fighters in the capital ships do the same amount of damage to you. Which nerfs the fighters, but definitely upgrades the battleships. Okay, Kappa. Have a good night. Well, hopefully we'll see you tomorrow when I'm doing some more Mahjong. So the fighters in the Super Nintendo version, the fighters got nerfed and the cap ships got beefed up essentially. Whereas in the original, the battleships basically do fuck all nothing to you. But the fighters are can very easily destroy you. So fun facts. How's the scoreboard looking? Still got some work to do to catch up to First Lieutenant Tanaka. That's Spirit. That's Spirit, by the way. Yes, Major Chen. That is Bossman's name, is Major Chen. You know, amusingly, I actually did make that joke once when I first played this game. Or one of the first times I played this game. After I got into Touhou. Alrighty. Safe progress! And I have a new ribbon because I've flown a scimitar now. Scimitar. Ah, well, I sometimes will do the C. I know it's not pronounced that way. Anyway, fun mission! Mission briefing McAuliffe system. 28 hours. Well, boys and girls, things are ready to heat up. The Confederation is getting ready to mount a major offensive, so we're expecting several supply ships within the next 48 hours. But scanners show increased Kilrathi activity in this system. We've got to clean up the enemy presence here at McAuliffe before the tankers and sports start to arrive tomorrow. We've detected a large bogey about 90,000 clicks out. It jumped in about 20 minutes ago and seems to be headed this way. It might just be a transport, but it's probably a small warship. Maverick, you and Paladin are going to go out and get a look at it, and destroy it if you can. Faith, lad, that'll be a challenge. Here's your fight plan. If the bogey continues at its present course and speed, you should meet it here at Nav 1. We've detected a fighter escort in the area as well, so be on the lookout for additional bogies. The colonel quickly goes through the rest of the assignments, dispatching other wings to check out other bogies in the system. Squadron dismissed. We'll play out that loop, regardless of down. Paladin, you having fun over there? Yeah, I'd eject too. And upwards and onwards. Last, the enemy are upon us. Okay, if someone flies my way, I will take them out, but I'm otherwise going straight for the warship over there. Feast upon my offspring, eh? I don't think he will be. Unless he got out. Maybe he did. And looks like the other one ran away. Time to go home. So, first capital ship. Whee! Mission debriefing. 020 is always like 28 minutes after midnight around here. Nice job, Maverick. You too, Paladin. Congratulations to the both of you. The kid did all the work, sir. I was just along for the ride. Those Karathi destroyers really aren't much to worry about, sir. I don't know, Maverick. They had you outgunned as well as outnumbered. Now, to review the mission. Recorder shows you killed 5, Maverick, and none for Paladin. And Maverick, I won't see you in my office in an hour. That's all. Dismissed. Will it be 128? 1650. That is way more than an hour. Yes, sir. I've been speaking with Sector Command. The brass have been reviewing your record, and I have good news. The order came in this morning. I've been authorized to promote you. Congratulations, Captain Blair. Keep up the good work. Thank you, sir. I'll do my best. Good. I'm glad to hear it. That's all then, Captain. Dismissed. Oh boy, and I get a medal. For meritorious conduct in confronting the kill Wrath the enemy in the McAuliffe system on or about 2654.117, at least the date changed. The Terran Confederation is proud to present the Bronze Star to Captain Blair. Your courage is exemplary of the Confederation's finest defenders. Good job, Maverick. Congratulations. Thank you, sir. Filled with pride, you meet the applause of your fellows. That dialogue never changes, by the way. I'm only going to read it a couple times. The only reason I even bothered to read it this time was because my rank changed. Alrighty. I might as well get this escort mission out of the way. It was kind of hinted at that the next mission would be an escort mission when he said, for all the sports and transports coming in. They're here now. Also, there's something else about this mission. Hey there, Maverick. Get you something? I'm glad to see you and Paladin getting along so well. He'll be retiring soon, you know. Been flying fighters for 20-odd years, and now they're putting them out the pasture. He and I used to fly together back before the war started. Darn good man. The old claw'll miss him. Paladin is also good people. Looks like he drinks like a champ, though. I'd like to tell you, laddie, it's been good flying with you. We'll be pulling out of McAuliffe soon, and the Colonel likes to shake up the wings every now and then. So let me give you one last piece of advice. A young wingman ain't gonna stick by you the way I have, lad. That's no criticism of him, lad, just a fact. A youngster's got a name to make and a career to think on. He'll be looking to make a hero of himself. An old man like myself, on the other hand, well, I'm just wanting to make it back so I can retire in one piece. Which, yeah, that's good advice. Do not wish to die. Dying bad. Maverick, sit down. I want to compare notes with you. I've been watching the way Drelphi maneuver, and I think I've noticed something. Seems to me that when you're hot on a Drelphi's tail, and he pulls a loop to shake you, he always goes up or down, never to the side. Ever notice that? You shrug in tentative agreement. Well, they do. Always up or down, never left or right. You know, lad, I believe you're right. I think it's because of those big wings block their vision to the sides. But above and below, between the wings, their vision is clear. I have to admit, that's probably piss poor design to have the wings, like, spread out right in front of you like that. Probably would make it hard to see to the side. Probably would be a pain in the ass to fly. Sure hope I never have to fly in one of those at any point. Anyway, moving on. Save this campaign, yes. So, my rank insignia on my shoulders changed again. Now it's 2 silver things. There's also a little bar in the middle. The rank insignias don't change between this and Wing Commander 2, but they're displayed differently, and it's a little easier to see on the uniforms in Wing Commander 2. But I captain now. Alright, let's do this mission. Mission briefing, though, 2800 hours. Again. We're gonna be leaving McAuliffe late tomorrow. But first, we've got a half dozen sports and tankers coming in. With at least one Kilrathi carrier in the system, we're expecting the hairballs to make a play for most of the sports. Here are the assignments for transport escorts. Krell makes the assignments for the wings. You draw the final run. Maverick and Paladin will take the last detail. Computer, display Psi. Your rendezvous with a Draymond-class tanker here at Nav 1. As soon as it arrives, the tanker will head for the Tiger's Claw. It'll be moving at top speed and won't deviate from its shortest course. So you have to protect it from any attackers. Stay close. Don't let enemy fighters draw you away from the tanker. Now, one more thing, boys and girls. Intelligence indicates Barak Starkiller may be in the system. Barak Starkiller, sir? He's one of Kilra's best. Flies a Salphi light fighter. Our records credit him with 64 kills, counting fighters and battleships. So let's all be extra careful out there, alright? Aces are fun to deal with. Anyway, he'll pick himself out very quick. He will scream and shout at you, fly way faster. His ship takes a few more hits to take down and he shoots like crazy. I don't like running into an ace on an escort mission. But that's the draw. That's the luck of the draw here. Anyway, I don't want to deal with these Krants once the Drayman shows up. Try to avoid. That was the Drayman jumping in. That's what that flash was. Uh-oh. Oh, that's what happened. I was like, why are my controls bad all of a sudden? I accidentally, Thankfully, the fighters are very singular in what they do. All right, here comes the fun. He's the one to watch out for. I knew he was gonna run away. Yeep. While it would be nice to have taken Brack out, I'm not gonna, like, redo this mission for the sake of doing so. There's no, like... I mean, it's nice. But... if you chase him down, those fighters will take out the transport. Which is not great. Yes, sir. We'll be leaving McAuliffe soon, and I need to make some personnel changes. Effective immediately following the jump, you'll be reassigned. I need you in Star Slayer Squadron flying a Raptor-class heavy fighter. Yay! Yes, sir. You won't be sorry. Good. I'm glad to hear it. That's all, Captain. Dismissed. Meanwhile, Terran Research Colony, McAuliffe 6. Karathi Marines invading McAuliffe's civilian research installation met desperate and resourceful human scientists. Armed with improvised weapons and remarkable courage, the researchers managed to kill or capture the entire Karathi platoon. I like the one guy in the back just standing there with his mouth open. It's like, holy shit, we did it! Could you imagine you go to a science station and the scientists are just like, sup noobs, and just like, fuck your ass. That's a hell of a drug right there. Alrighty. as much as I'd like to keep on going. It is 2:23 local time, and I should make an attempt at restoring my sleep cycle after the last 2 nights of making software worky hell. So, first of all, I'm going to make sure we save. And then back to the bar. So, here's what our schedule is looking like for the rest of the week. And I'll tack this onto my channel when I get a moment. Tomorrow night, we're back to tiles with some more Mahjong. Wednesday night's a funny one. I may be doing a stream Wednesday night, I may not. It depends on if I need to work a double shift Thursday or not. Originally for this week, that was the plan. There was going to be the need for me to work on a double shift. But there was an issue that came up that may make that no longer necessary. It depends on how that plays out. So, it's going to be a coin flip. If I'm back Wednesday, it will be more Wing Commander. If not, then we'll be back on Wing Commander again on Thursday. For this weekend, I'm going to be spending some time with one of my significant others, so I'm going to be off Friday night and Saturday night, and then I'll be back for Toho Sunday. So, look forward to it, everybody, and we will see you next run. Let's see. Alright, so let's see. Let's see who's around, shall we? Oh, Shinnon's still on, so we'll go ahead and we'll raid out the Shinnon. That will be it for me here. Take care and have a nice night, everybody. Bye-bye.